of trying to record a class and spotlight myself and make sure audio was fine. And so I'm just like figuring it out as I go.
Yep, that's how it goes. Better to learn on the fly than to be like trying to get it all perfect before you even arrive.
Yep. All right. Um, we are gonna need 2 blocks. And then if you prefer blankets for like knee padding or something like that, or even like elbow padding, know that you're more than welcome to have a blanket or something soft. Good morning, Morgan. So, we're gonna get started after I find my book real quick. So find a comfy seat. Bring awareness into your body. Find a breath that feels comfortable. And allow the shoulders to relax. Let your breath be inviting. And then bring your right hand to your left rib cage and the left to the right. So you're kind of in this hugging position, feeling your breath beneath your palms. The class today, we're kind of building on it from last week, is called the breathing room. The bones and the muscles moving beneath our hands need space to provide oxygen to the body. And in turn, it's also really good for the nervous system. And so as we move throughout class today, remember to come back to this feeling if anything ever feels like overwhelming or the heart rate comes up. Know that it's all a part of the breathing room. And that at any point in time, you can stop and come back to this breath. Last breath in. And let it go. Gently release the ribs. Bring your hands to your knees. And take a moment to move the spine. So if you're not in a cross-legged position and you're more so in a legs out position, we're just cat-cowing as a way to understand what is happening with the upper body. It doesn't have to be a big movement because we are, not as warm yet, maybe just woken up. And so take notice, what does this feel like? And then do a few rotations left and right, nothing forceful. Just an understanding of, ooh, it feels better if I go this way. Or, ooh, I would like to work on this today. And then do a few side bends left and right. We'll be mostly emphasizing side bends today and giving ourselves room to compare. Good. And then pause. Maybe do a few shoulder rolls, keeping the spine stable, knowing that the shoulders can have an effect. Good. Breathing in and letting it go. All right, let's take our blocks. They're gonna go under our shoulders. One can be on the lowest setting, and the other is gonna be on the medium setting for the head. And take a moment to organize yourself and lie back on them. You can grab a sip of coffee first before you go down if you want. So shoulders resting on the block in a space that feels good. And then your head on the other one. Palms close to the body will allow for less of a stretch. Palms facing up away from the body is going to invite more in. Be here in this breath. If at some point in time you would like to remove the block from beneath the head and lean back a little bit and kind of use the block to massage the shoulders, you can get into it a little bit more. But if you're looking for gentle, just keep your head on the block. Sometimes we get closed up in the chest and it causes some rounding and shallow breaths. So be here and breathe. Make weird faces at the ceiling because it feels good. Hopefully it does. And last breath in. And then you'll peel yourself up off of the block and place it between the thighs. Gentle movements here. So spine is elongated, sacrum is located on the floor, back of the neck feels lengthened. Hands can be by your side. And on your exhale, tuck the tailbone, press into your feet, and lift your hips. Feel this connection and stability with the pelvis lifting. And you can use your hands for feedback. If at any point it feels disconnected, you can also return the hands to the ribs. If you'd like to lower and lift, this is something you can do, or you can stay and connect to your breath. Reach your hands upwards towards the ceiling. Spread the fingers and play an imaginary piano on the ceiling. And then the left hand comes back to pull your right fingers back and move the thumb around. If at any point in time the pelvis needs to come down to rest, know that that is an option. Switch wrists. And pause. Interlace your fingers together. And then punch your fist towards the ceiling of your joined hands. And then pull the shoulders back together. You can pause in your pulsing of the hips. And we'll do a few of these shoulder reaches. Really feel the upper back push into the mat without the chin lifting. A few more. Last one, reach it towards the ceiling. And as you reach it overhead, lower your hips to the floor, feeling this stretch in the side bodies. Continue to reach the fist away from you. Heavy breaths out the mouth. Last one in. Let it go. Gently release your hands. And grab your block. It is going to go the longest way on your left thigh. You can either keep the foot on the floor or pull the knee over the hip, which is going to increase the demand. Your right knee will come up to join it, or again, it can stay down. Reach your right hand up towards the ceiling. And these are small movements, so I want you to feel the compression here. We can make room by building strength, so feeling the sacrum on the floor, the compression between hand and thigh. And then your right arm can reach overhead, increasing the demand and bringing it back up. So you can start with arm only, or you can do leg only, reaching it away, drawing it back in. You could also do both at the same time. So find something that meets the demand you're looking for. Just a little bit of ipsilateral dead bug. A little bit of compression on this side to build some strength. Good, and then pause. Right hand comes to the block now instead of the left. So we have a little bit of right shoulder is lifting off of the ground. And now opposite arm and leg can go. Don't worry, we won't do too many of these. Just enough to warm the core. Pause. You can take a moment to break. We're moving the block over to the right side. Again, choose your version of hard. And then knees come over the hips, arm and leg, just arm. Just creating space and a little bit of compression. If you feel it a lot in the low back, you can bring the knee in just a little closer. Maybe try to make sure that the back isn't arching off of the floor. Left hand comes to block now instead. Opposite arm and leg. Going at your own pace. Last one. Feet on ground. The block is coming between the hands now on the widest level. Knees bent. Take your feet as wide as your mat. Reach the block overhead and we'll press into the right foot and roll onto the left side, stretching in this right side. Coming back to center, pressing into the left foot, rolling onto your right side. Moving back and forth. Another option is taking the hands out to a T. Doing a little supine twist back and forth. So stay anywhere that asks you to stay and find some room to breathe. And after your last one, we'll all roll onto the right side. Bring your right elbow under your right shoulder. Thighs are at about a 45-degree angle. Roll your right shoulder onto your back ribs and feel these ribs on the bottom hug upwards. Press down into the floor and lift your hips, angling the chest slightly downwards. And reach the top arm up and over and arch your top ribs up towards the ceiling. Allow the head to go and find some breath here. Breathe in. Breathe out. Last one in. Let it go. Lower your bottom hip. Slide your bottom arm out so your head can rest on your bottom arm. Your top leg is lifting just a little bit off the bottom one. Feel a slight pressure downwards in this bottom leg, just so that it doesn't get loosey-goosey on us. And your chest is going to stay relatively stable too. Pull your top knee in towards your chest, and then open it up to the left, externally rotating. And at some point, it's going to stop. And then begin to internally rotate it. So the ankle's reaching back as you start to reach your hip back towards the other side of your mat. Yeah. And then it's going to drop down and you'll pull it back into your chest. So let's do a few of those. Go at your own pace. The hips, the bottom of our diaphragm, the bottom of the breathing room need love and space as well. And then we'll go in the opposite direction. So you're donkey kicking towards the mat behind you. And then ever so slowly opening it into external rotation, pulling the knee towards your armpit, and then bringing it down. Repeating that process. Donkey kicking back, opening up, and I'm using my hand for stability. Ha. Good. Finish off one more. And we'll place it down. Switch sides. Starting with elbow under shoulder, thighs stacked, ribs lifted, press down, lift up, reach the top arm up and over. Breathe into the top ribs. Maybe even feel like you're reaching to create more space. Try not to let the bottom shoulder creep up towards the ear. Ha. Last breath in. Exhale. Lower your hips. Slide the arm out. Let your head rest. Top leg lifts, starting with knee pulling into chest, opening up external rotation, and then begin to explore the internal rotation capabilities. It slides down and pulls back in. Take your time as you go in a circle. Gonna do 3 on that side and then 3 in the other direction. So when you're ready to reverse, donkey kicking backwards, opening into external rotation and driving the knee towards the armpit and bringing it down. Things might cramp. If they cramp, say, "Oh, I'm sorry," and give them a little shake. And after you've done 3 on that side, make your way into quadruped. How are we doing on time? Oh, we're doing fabulous. All right, quadruped. Give your hips a little shake. Go ahead. You can lower down onto the forearms here or stay where you're at in quadruped and lift your hips. Forearms can be down. It'll increase the demands on your upper body, the upper part of your breathing room. But we're being here just to feel a different demand. If pedaling out heels feels good, you can. But we're trying to breathe and meet the stress of gravity. Last breath in. Let it go. Good. Walk the hands backwards towards the feet. Knees can be as bent as they need to be. Forearms could be on the thighs. Allow your head to just kind of melt. Breathe into the hamstrings, the low back. And on your next inhale, slowly press down into the feet and come up to stand. Feel the ribs stack over your pelvis. Feel equal weight maybe from front to back. And keeping these stacked, lift up to your toes. Slowly tiptoe forward. And we'll tiptoe backwards a few times. And then tiptoe forward towards the front of your mat. Heels drop. If you want to grab your blocks, you can. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, forward fold. Step your right foot back. Lower your right knee under the right hip. Inhale, reach the arms up, finding this space, feeling the front ribs gently knit in. Reach your hands now towards the front of your mat. Your left arm will sweep down and then sweep forward. Sweeping down and forward. If you'd like to play around with sweeping up and around, you can. Or peeling across. We all have different kind of shoulder limitations or mobility. So maybe you find one you like. As long as we're rotating the sternum, that's what we're aiming for. Arms reach forward, hands find your mat. Step back into a high plank. Lower your knees. Keep everything kind of hugging as you lower. Hug. Baby cobra. Press into the hands, lift the chest, feel the shoulders come onto the back. Zip up in front, push up and back into down dog. Your right foot will step forward, left knee will land. Come on up, find your stability. Ribs stacked, arms reach forward, right arm now sweeps. Go at your own pace, own mobility. If you'd like to add a little head turn, you can add a head turn following your hand. Hands reach forward, land on the mat, step your back foot in. Inhale, reach the arms up. Hands to heart center. Inhale, reach them up. Exhale, find your forward fold, nice and slow. Step your left foot back, lower your left knee under your left hip. Inhale, reach the arms up. And we'll be here and breathe. You can add a little bit of side bends, almost like you're reaching up for a rope and kind of pulling it down. Or stay in the isometric. Go ahead, hands find your mat. Cat-cowing this time, slide the knee back. Inhale, cow pose, shoulders away from ears. Exhale, round, shimmy ribs. Shake the head out. Inhale, cow pose. Exhale. Inhale, find the space between cat and cow. Left foot slides forward, arms reach up. Again, stay or feel this rope pulling action where we're reaching up and pulling things down to the heart while also gaining length in the sides. Good. Hands find the ground. Step your back foot in. Inhale, come all the way up to stand. And pause. Feel the space. You can put one hand on the heart, one hand on the belly. Inhale, reach the arms forward and up. Exhale, hinge in the hips, find the floor. Right foot steps back, lower the right knee under the right hip, and grab one of your blocks. You might need two, so one can go on the lowest setting as like a marker for where you're reaching your hand. Block goes in your left hand, just so you can grip it, and it's reaching overhead. Imagine this is like a serving platter that has a bunch of precarious things on it. So you're reaching the serving platter up towards the ceiling. And as you're reaching it, you're reaching the bottom hand down towards the block or the floor, rotating in the sternum, and then reaching your serving platter back upright. And go back and forth. So this front knee might wobble. Try to minimize the wobble. Last one. Reach it back up. Place the block down. Lift, pivot, and turn to the right side of your mat. Hinge in the right hip, bending your right knee for a right side lunge and straighten it. And repeat. So going slow, Or if you're like, look, this is all I got for today. We can already begin to kind of make the movement faster if you would like, but trying to find this hinge opening up in the left groin. And then you can add a left arm reach. This will increase kind of the stretch in the back side of the body. Last one. Pause with your hinge and your reach. Turn to the back side of your mat so your left hand and left knee will land. Right leg slides backwards. Right arm can reach up or come to the hip. You can lift your right leg or keep it grounded. And maybe here, you play around with the idea of pulsing, the top leg. Feel the front ribs hold and hug. We are superhumans here. Tis no easy feat. And then your right knee comes down next to the left. Quadruped. You have a few options here. I'm going to start with the hardest. Your right leg leading goes back into plank. Nothing changes in the upper body, follows by the left. The right knee comes back into quadruped, followed by the left. And you keep going back and forth. You could also be on your forearms. You could also cat-cow. We got one more. And then we'll end in plank. Lower, all the way down. Inhale, baby cobra. Exhale, melt the chest down. Inhale, baby cobra. Find your strength. Melt on your exhale. You have two more. Last one in. Exhale. Hands come under shoulders, zip up in front. However you would like. Come into down dog. Shake the head, bounce around. And pause. What do things feel like now? Walk the hands back towards the feet. Slowly come all the way up. Center myself so you can see me. Step your right leg behind the left. Reach your arms up. And you can grab onto your right wrist and side bend to the left. And then inhale, come upright. And turn to the front of your mat. Other side. Pause, find your stacking. And your blocks if needed. Arms reach up. Find your exhale. Step your left foot back. Lower your left knee under the left hip. Grab your blocks as needed. This side might feel a little different. Block in right hand reaches up. It's so strong. And then left hand reaches towards the floor at a diagonal. And then pushes back up and through. Take your time. We're not rushing. Your gaze can stay down, or it can turn and look towards the wall your chest faces. Last one. Push it up. Place it on the ground. Lift and turn to the left. Side lunge into the left. And straighten. Add your right arm reach. And go slow or as fast as you want. Last one, hold it to the left. Send breath into the tight spaces. And then turn to the left towards the back of your mat. Hand lands, knee lands. Send your left leg back for modified side plank. You can move anything to kickstand. Arm can be up or on the hip. Lift your left leg. Find your pulse here. There's a lot of demand reaching into the floor. I know this side for me is a lot harder. And your left foot will land. Hand and knee land. You can cat-cow or left leg lead back into plank. And then right. And come back in. And fourth, you could also forearm plank it. A good old child's pose also feels good here. Finding some hip extension. Pause and plank. This time lifting up and back. Down dog. Let the head go. Move the hips. If dolphin is in your practice, you could also do dolphin here for about 3 breaths. Find your breathing room. And on your next exhale, walk your hands backwards. Slowly come on up to stand. Your left leg will step behind the right, or as close to it as you can get it. You might be a little wobbly, that's okay. Arms reach up, grab onto your left wrist and side bend to the right. Good, lift, pivot, and turn to the front of your mat. Let's add a little balance, add a little bit of more dynamic movement. So again, go at your own pace. Feet are hip width apart. Reach the arms forward as you sit the hips back. And then place your hands on your thighs for a moment and kind of feel this rib-pelvis relationship. Sometimes the ribs go too forward, sometimes the tailbone tucks too much. So find this space where you can feel this core set of the core hugging and only reach one of your arms forward. And notice the demand it places on the core. And then let your right arm join it. And now it's like both sides, which I think is pretty cool. Your right leg is going to step back, so shift some weight into your left. You're opening up to goddess to the right side of your mat. And this is where we get to kind of play around. You can goal post. You can keep them in a T. You're sweeping it back towards chair pose, finding your balance first. And then your left leg will step back and you open into goddess. And go back to the front of your mat. So you can sweep down. You can sweep up and over and make these goalpost arms. You can peel yourself open and kind of explore. Go back and forth, and you can use goddess as a resting point to just kind of, this is how I want to move my spine. This is how I want to move my arms. I want to maybe do some side bends before I go back. All this to say, we're coming back to it. The breathing room is our own. And it's going to look a little different from person to person. Our bodies need different things. Good. And then we'll open up to goddess to the right. Hands to hips. Slowly turn towards the back of your mat now. Coming into a tilted crescent, nose over toes. And you can stay here. If this is giving you the feedback into your hip you're looking for, stay. If you're looking for a little more, take flight, left leg lifts. And you can play around here with opening and closing the hip, just a little, like a hinge on a door. We're not doing a big movement here, just enough to create some perturbation. Good. And then left foot steps next to your right. Give the hips a little shake. Pause in your Tadasana. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, bring hands through heart center, then to the hips as you sit back into chair. It doesn't have to be a big movement. Play around with the pelvis and ribs. Check in with the head. And then right arm reaches forward, followed by the left. And then begin your opens to goddess. Back into your chair. Other side. We won't do as many on this side. Play around with your arms. Maybe you adjust your neck like I just did. And then pause, opening up to goddess to the left. You can reach your hands up. Do some side bends. Turn to the left towards your left leg this time. Feel the demand in your left hip and lean in and lift off. You can open and close. You can lift the leg higher, lower the torso a little bit more to make it harder. And then right foot steps next to left. Pause. Feel your breath beneath your palms. Last breath in. Exhale. We're going to add a little bit of it together, slow it down, wind it down. Option to keep things the same for you, or options to make them harder by, jumping or things like that. On your inhale, reach the arms forward and up. On your exhale, hands are going to find your blocks on whatever setting feels best. Find a long spine first, and then one knee bends while the other straightens. And then straighten the other leg and bend the other knee. So we're opening up those hamstrings. They attach also to the bottom of the pelvic floor. Good, pause. Step your right foot back. Lower your right knee under the right hip. Hand comes under shoulder. It can be on a block or not. Left arm reaches up. Let the head go. You can stay here or begin to circle the top arm. You could also lift your back knee. Find your pause. If your knee is lifted, go ahead and lower it back to the floor. Slide your left leg back into modified side plank. Left leg lifts. I'm gonna face you. You can bend the knee this time and circle in the hip, kind of like we did while we were on our backs. If you do it like we did when we were on our backs, you're definitely gonna feel the bottom hip. Go the other way if you haven't already. My bottom knee is shaking. Step your left foot towards your right hand. Lift, pivot, turn. Ooh. Bend the right knee and straighten. Stick with this or step it in, step it out. Or guess what? You can stay and reach and breathe and be. Sometimes the answer is to do less. Pause. With the right side lunge, let it go. Turn to the front of your mat. Step your back foot in. You can come back to those blocks and stretch the hamstrings a little bit here. We'll do the other side. Left foot steps back. Left hand slides under the left shoulder, right arm reaches up. You can add some circles or keep the back knee down. Find your pause. You can slide the right leg back. Lift your right leg. Bend the knee. And you can circle in the hip this time. The hip is on the verge of cramping. This is circle the other way. Oh, feels so good. So good for the hips. Step your right foot towards your left hand. Lift, pivot, turn to the left for left side lunge. Time flies by so fast. You can add your step in, step out. You could even add a hop. I'm not doing that. But you can. And then side lunge to the left and hold. Let your breathing come down. Turn to the front of your mat. Step your back foot in. Slowly, however you would like, come down into seated. Bring your hands behind you. Take your hips a little bit, your knees a little bit wider than your hips. Just ever so gently. Windshield wiping them right and left. You could also do this without your hands. And you could lean over your shins to increase the stretch. And then we'll find our version of pigeon. So knees are going to go to the right. Chest will be aligned in kind of where you feel the stretch best, and you can lean over. You can have blocks. If straightening your back leg calls to you, go ahead and do that. I'm just going to set myself up on my blocks. To make it more active, feel like you're pressing your knee into the floor. If you don't, and you're like, look, it is time for me to relax. Soften. And feel your room to breathe. You're going to go over by just a few minutes. I know I set the expectation of 45 minutes, but I've been teaching an hour class for 10 years of my life, and I'm still trying to figure it out. Slowly peel yourself up. Switch sides. Take your time. I have a new Monstera sprout. It's pretty exciting. I just discovered. Find your stretch on the left side. Know that this side may be different. We are asymmetrical humans because of all of the things that are inside of the torso that have to make room for other things. And so sometimes a stretch on one side may feel better than the other. Inhale, slowly come on up. Take your block and come onto your back. Place the block on the lowest setting underneath of your sacrum. Bring your left knee in towards you and hold the underside of your thigh. This other foot can stay flat for a moment. And let's straighten and bend this leg. Just to a point where you feel the stretch. And you're like, ah, this is too easy. Maybe you pull the leg a little closer to you. And then keep the knee bent. Extend the other leg long. Opening up in this right hip. When we're going through things, sometimes this muscle, the psoas, can get a little tight. And can impact our ability to breathe. So giving it this gentle knowledge and encouragement to, hey, you're safe. I can breathe. Slowly switch sides. Straighten and bend the right knee. And then keep it in close as you straighten your left leg. Stay here for as long as you need. Coming into your version of a Shavasana. It can be on your back, your side, your stomach, in seated, however you would like to accomplish that. You could also be in the chest opener that we started in. Find your way there. Let's soften. Find your breath in and let it go. You are the peace between the highs and the lows, the sky that rests forever behind whatever storms may form and release themselves in time. You'll always return to what you really are. You will always come back to your truth. If there is anything greater than happiness, it is coming to this realization and living with this knowledge. You are all that is steady and safe within you. Take 3 conscious breaths, letting them go with every exhale. And after the 3rd exhale, make the movements that feel comfy and allow them in time to bring you up to seated in your own way. Knowing that the work you did today, the movement, was like giving your body a hug. And bring your hands to your ribs like we did in the beginning. Eyes can be open or closed, and just gently feel this breath. And give yourself this moment of gratitude for showing up for yourself, but also the beautiful gift of movement that you are able to do and give yourself. May you find time to breathe and move well throughout the rest of your day. Thank you for joining me this morning. Namaste. Thanks for coming. Have a lovely rest of your day.